cording. Cording can be used as the hanging ornament, piece to hang the ornament. I'm going to show you how to make cording, and cording can be used in part of the stocking making, and often and then also of course it can be used to hang the ornaments if you do any ornament kits. So what you need to do the cording is a pen that has a nice little arm to it, your floss of course, however many strands the instructions tell you to use, and some tape. So you knot one end of the cording, and then you're going to tape it just around that knot area. You want that knot to help hold, or that knot keeps the strands secure in one space. And I'm going to be pulling this floss taut, and I'm twisting it in the same direction while I hold this taut. This is pretty easy to make. You can make your own cording for a lot of different things. I'm also a cross stitcher, and I've made my own cording out of the colors, DMC colors that I used in the project. So I had matching cording to finish my project. They were made into little ornaments. This will make enough cording for me to do 2 belts on scarecrow pieces. I got the scarecrow on the Christmas in Oz stocking, and I'm doing the ornaments that match the stocking kit. So it's not a bad idea if you're going to do several of these to have just, oops, I'll let go so you see what happens. Just grab it back out. I don't think there's any such, I'm continuing to twist clockwise. I don't think there's any such thing as too much twisting. So you can see it really bungees up when you let go. So you take the pen with the arm, hook it in the middle of the strand. Try, get that in the middle, then just hold it, and it starts twisting together the 2 pieces you've made. I hope you can see this. And it will eventually slow down here pretty quick, and we'll have some cording. And there we go. Then I usually knot this end together, the 2 together, and we'll use this smaller end to thread through the needle and put it into the stocking. I'm going to attach the cording that I just made to my scarecrow's belt area, and this is a place where having a needle with a bigger eye really comes in handy. The kit needle does not have as large an eye as this. This is a chenille needle, number 22, and you can get these at any kind of Michael's or Joann's craft type store, Hobby Lobby. And so I have one end that is knotted where the 2 strands twisted up together, and it belts in front. So we're going to move, and it's a big piece to pull through. I'm gently but firmly pulling it through the felt, and it will pull around to the back side. And again, it's got to go through a couple of layers of felt here. And I want enough to do, you can see it on the back side, 2 belts, because I also have the ornament. So this will just tie in the center, and I will tack it in place with some securing stitches along his waist, most likely. Since I'm going to be using this cording in 2 places, I want to show what you need to do. Here I've knotted it off where I'm going to cut it, but before I cut it, I made another knot here so that it doesn't untwist, and I still have plenty to use. And then I can just trim that up.
And just to make this look the same, just untwist it there. Voila. I'm putting the cording on to make the belt for the scarecrow ornament, and since this is an ornament that has two sides, I want to show again how I like to bury my thread knots, my floss knots, because I want to anchor. I want to put a little anchor stitch back here and in the front to hold his belt right where I want it to be. So I have a single strand with a nice knot. I'm trying to pull it, oops, from the bottom of the red felt through where I've stitched. I want the knot to pass through there. It's a pretty big knot because I'm going to try and help it along. Okay, I'm going to cut that. I really want to try and anchor this in here so you don't see my knot. I do this a lot in quilting to hide the knot. Okay. And I'm just gonna, again, check in front here because I want his belt in the middle. And I'm just gonna stitch there. I'm gonna do a second one, and it blends right in because I matched my thread. Can't even see it back there. And I'm gonna go through the knot on this one since there's a knot there. Oops, I've got the end of the floss sticking out here. My goal is to bury this. You can hear my, there we go. And then I'm going to want to hide this, of course. It's really going to be enough to hold it, so I'm going to head up here underneath this collar. I could have come in this way too, because the collar is not attached on this one. And I'm going to knot it off. The other thing I want to show you is, since this will hang on a tree and you can still kind of see that, well, you do see the ink because it's not stitched in place. I rough up the ink. The ink creates a little edge on the felt with the tip of the needle, just brushing it. Anyway, I'm going to do that all around and in the back, pulling it toward where I don't want it to be seen. That just kind of helps get that. And you have the same problem back here. So I'm going to rough it up. It just kind of takes that bright white line out of place so it's not as noticeable. And I'm going to trim. I've made little knots at the ends of the floss so they won't unravel on me over time. I just want the little ends to look. And we have a scarecrow all ready to go.